On today's episode on the things that we see and hear. So, the First Lady of Nigeria said that women should consider frying akara, roasting corn, that these things are not expensive. And as far as she's concerned, they've done everything to help. Which, of course, before I even go into it, as Nigerians, we cannot agree that the president of Nigeria has done the best that he can because the wife just confirmed it. However, she also laid claims that she's giving 2 billion at one point, 1 billion at one point, and 5.5 billion at one point. I don't know in what currency, but that's what she said. But even if it were to be in Naira, we cannot agree that billions are not easy to come by, as a lot of Nigerians do not even have millions, let alone billions. So, in today's video, we're going to analyze the First Lady of Nigeria, and we are going to talk about how she came about her wealth, that she's able to give billions, and why she thinks that other Nigerian women who are like her are worthy of roasting corn, frying akara, and all those things, while she can live in a mansion and live a very lavish lifestyle. Now, let me say this, that once in a while I'm going to be looking down simply because I would like to give you guys facts. God will not let me give you guys gist and enter wahala. Even though we know that when it comes to Nigeria, sometimes even with facts, these people will be lying. Crazy, man. Okay, so first of all, this woman was born in 1960. Coincidentally, she was born the same year as Adeze Allison. And just in case you've not seen that video where we talked about how Allison got acquitted of bribery in the UK and she was thanking God, the video is literally the one before this one, or the penultimate video, So she was also born in 1960, 21st of September, and she studied in the University of Ife. That's 1982. There are other sources that says she studied biology, botany, and things like that, but she has there are different, but as far as we know, as at 1982, she was in University of Ife. And after which, as at 1999, when her husband became the governor in 2007, she was the First Lady. After which, she became a senator and she served for 3 terms, that is 12 years in total. So, in between all of this, there was no mention of any business, there was no mention of anything, and we do not know how she came about her wealth. Okay, her husband was the president, but now this is where we're going to talk about it like this, simply because in normal societies, I live in Germany and I'm going to use Germany as an example. People do not get into power for the purpose of getting rich. So when we're talking about wealth, being a political office holder should not even be a source of your income. So from when she was the teacher or an administrator to when she became the First Lady and then a senator, and according to a particular report, back then, that was when HODLer was the finance minister, senators earn slightly above ₦1 million. So I do not know how somebody who earns slightly above ₦1 million can all of a sudden donate billions to people. So if you ask me as a layman, I'll tell you that the money that they are spending and they are saying they do not have any more to give us because if they are done helping us is Nigerians' money. And that's it. And let's not also forget that the same person who is asking us to go and roast corn and fry akara, the husband recently went to the north to pay condolences to a particular family and ended up saying that he couldn't stay after 15 minutes simply because there was no light at the airport. So it's almost as though that they are recommending a lifestyle to us that they themselves cannot live. And the fundamental problem of Nigeria is the fact that we as citizens, we have decided to relegate ourselves to the position of our leaders are our ogas or our gods and we are there to serve them. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be the other way around because democracy is for the people. It is for the people. So you're supposed to have a leader who betters your life and who wants to make things better for you, not a leader who does everything to better their life and the lives of their generation while they are asking you to go into the scorching sun to roast corn and do roast corn and do kuli and all that stuff. Just for Nigerians who do not know what exactly I am talking about and why I am very critical of the way the Nigerian leaders run the country, and how it is very, very irresponsible for the first lady to come out and say something like that in a world where other countries are really, really, really investing in their youth. Amidst the whole allegation and the corruption scandal that is surrounding the particular president, let's just go to what self-development and self-actualization is like in Germany, and what the German government, because I live in Germany, so I'm going to focus on the country I live in. I live here as a resident. I don't live here as a citizen. And despite living as a resident, these are the things that the German government will do for me, let alone a Nigerian who is a citizen of a country. So, first of all, you have something called BAföG. BAföG can support eligible students when family resources are insufficient. So their support is generally part grant and part interest-free loan. So you also have vocational training. Germany combines company-based practical training with vocational school. Eligible trainees may receive the monthly BAB grants for living costs. It does not have to be repaid. So it's so interesting that, for example, if I wanted to become a nurse here, all I had to do was pass my B1 exams, that's German, and then I'll go to a company, and I'll be paid for becoming an intern. I'll be paid because I want to become an intern to become a nurse. They are going to be paying me to learn to become something. I can go to Agentur for Arbeit. Agentur for Arbeit is an agency for work. I can go to them and tell them that I don't have any job. They are going to, give me funds to learn whatever it is I want to learn. That's what they do in Germany. They give you funds, they support you. If you want to become entrepreneurial, they give you the money for the business. They give you money while you're trying to build your business. That is what Germany does for its citizens. And then you have Job Center. Job Center will give you, that's what I just talked about, the Agentur for Arbeit. It gives you the Einstiegsgeld. Einstiegsgeld is like to Einsteig is to come in. So that's a startup money. Is going to give you support, by valuable startups. It's going to give you LES, can finance necessary equipment that provides free coaching and marketing, bookkeeping and project management. We also have, if you're starting up an unemployment insurance recipient, you have a Grundschuss. You have access to larger finance. That's the KfW Startgeld currently offers public backup startup loans to up to 200,000 euros, including up to 80,000 euros for working capital. And then don't forget that children from age 1 have a legal entitlement to childcare. You have parental allowance. So there's something called Elterngeld. There's something called Kindergeld. There's something called Wohnungsgeld. Like, there is all kinds of support. And that's why on my channel, if you've noticed, you don't see me. I could make videos telling you the downsides of staying in Germany, but I've never made videos where I tell you, oh no, don't come here or stay there, simply because it's for you to make your own decision. If you think you want to live in a place where people really don't like you, or you can get what you want, fine, come here. You know what I'm trying to say? If you feel like, oh, my mental health is important to me, I'd rather just struggle and stay in my country and do all of that, then go to Nigeria. But bottom line is, in my experience living, I've come to realize that everywhere has its advantages and disadvantages. And sometimes we don't want to think about just today, we want to think about the future. But in relation to all of this and what the First Lady just said, you'll see that our leaders literally have no clue of what it means to be leaders, or what is required to run a state. Because in a world where people are going to the moon, in Europe, people are being given 5,000 euros incentive to switch their cars to electric vehicles, because they have a goal that at a particular time it's just be electric vehicles. Like, they are doing so much. The devices we use in Africa all come from the Western world, all from them. Everything, technology. And all we are asking our leaders is to replicate these things. But you see, buying expensive creams, carrying women, living luxuriously, wearing expensive things, it's much more important than investing in their own citizens, because they do not have any plan for the country, no plan for the future, no plan for the citizens. And this is why, if you're in Nigeria, you have to know that next election, even though we know that elections are not free and fair, but you have to try and make sure that you get this government out, simply because, like the wife said, they have done all that they can do to support you guys. Now, let me know what you think in the comment section, and see you in my next video. Bye.